Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
A man shot in his car on the city's northwest side. What San Antonio police are now saying about the incident on GMSA.
79 degrees on this Father's Day, and boy, it's going to be a hot one. You can just see the humidity out there. It's like a wall of it.
You can't really see much except for the heat and humidity. Good morning. It is 8 o'clock. It is Sunday. It is June 18th. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us. Happy Father's Day out there to all the great dads and father figures. You got to celebrate a little early.
Yeah, I went down to the coast. I'm from Corpus Christi, and that's where my parents live. I saw them on Thursday and Friday, and you know, we enjoyed the beach, went to the National Seashore, but guess what? It was
still hot and humid.
Like hair dryer, but with like some moisture on it.
Oh, good.
It wasn't pleasant.
Justin Horn. Happy Father's Day, Justin.
Thank you, sir. And I was going to say, sir, that the heat index yesterday in Corpus Christi was 121.
Oh my goodness.
Represent Corpus Christi.
Man. It has been bad. Yesterday, the heat index here was around 107, 108. We've seen these heat indices get just kind of out of control, and it all has to do with that humidity. Let's look at the heat index right now. And again, this is the combination of heat and the moisture, because when you have more moisture in the atmosphere, it makes it feel even warmer. 85 right now in San Antonio, the heat index, 84 Converse, 83 right now is what it feels like in Hondo. As we look at the weather headlines, you can see we do have clouds at the moment. These clouds the last few days have helped us with temperatures just a little bit. The longer they stay, the better off we are. And right now we are overcast. Could we set more records when it comes to the heat index? Of course, 115 a couple days ago was the highest heat index we've seen. Is there more of that on the way? We'll investigate. Plus, straight storm possible in the hill country this afternoon. We'll look at that. And the tropics getting active. Brett likely coming soon. A named storm out in the Atlantic. Right now, 80. Dew point is at 75 with a southerly wind at 10 miles per hour. Our forecast today, cloudy through about mid-morning, and then by the afternoon, we'll break out into partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies. 102, the forecast high. 109, the feels like number around 4 or 5 o'clock. And it takes well into the night to lose the heat index as temperatures stay hot. We'll have all that information, plus look at your 7-day forecast here in just a couple minutes, guys.
Thank you, Justin. New this morning, a man in the hospital after a shooting on the city's northwest side. The preliminary investigation shows the gunfire may have stemmed from road rage. San Antonio police say a man got into this road rage incident while driving south on Bandera Road just before 10 p.m. Police tell us that the driver of the other vehicle pulled out a gun, started shooting at the victim. Now, that victim taken to the hospital. He is expected to recover. Still waiting on information on the suspect, but police are searching for that suspect driving a dark-colored sedan.
Crime Stoppers is asking for your help in finding those responsible in a shooting back from January 21st. So take a look at your screen right now. SAPD detectives say the 18 and 20-year-old victims were driving and came up to the intersection of Upland Road and Jarbet Drive near Martin Luther King Drive. That's when the suspects got out of their vehicle and waited for the victims to pass. We're told 2 suspects fired at the victim's vehicle, hitting it several times. Anyone with any information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number on your screen, 210-224-7867. All
right, it is the weekend of Juneteenth. People across the country, across Texas and across San Antonio, they are coming together and celebrating freedom and unity.
But the spirit of this holiday spreads much further than just one weekend. The Williams Historical Museum held a Juneteenth celebration and barbecue yesterday. The owner, Charles Williams, opened up his museum for tours. It's filled with hundreds of photographs and artifacts of Black history in San Antonio. He says this Juneteenth, he's celebrating freedom and unity.
Juneteenth is a lifestyle. It's something that you do because, again, you're free to use your talent without fear of somebody stealing it or taking it away from you.
Another Juneteenth celebration happened yesterday at Crockett Park. The Juneteenth block party and fair had shared educational resources, promoted Black-owned businesses. We have a full list of all the events right now on our website, KSAT.com. All right, if you've been following us for a while, you know that there has been some high-profile shootings, a lot of violent crime that we've been covering at least over the last couple months.
That's why in today's Leading SA segment is San Antonio Police Chief William McManus. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us this morning, and happy Father's Day.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me on.
So, Chief, without diving into the specific numbers, in terms of violent crime, how do the numbers compare to, say, past years from the department's perspective?
Max, good question, good topic. Unfortunately, over the last several weeks, there's been a string of violent crimes. There's been a little 2-year-old girl that was killed in Bellevue during a drive-by. There were 3 other incidents that were very close in proximity as far as time goes. And it certainly gives the impression that, crime is out of control, but barring those 4 events, our violent crime is actually down 14%. So, and those shootings that you just talked about, that I just talked about, were not random. They were targeted. And unfortunately, the little 2-year-old girl who was killed, she was not the intended victim, obviously. And then the other 3 shootings, the other 3 that we talked about, Upland, Eisenhower, and North Star Mall, they were not random either. They were targeted events. But unfortunately, there were innocent bystanders who got hurt as well. But violent crime is down 14% based on our numbers through May.
So, Chief, even though you're saying crime is down 14%, for those 4 shootings that got a lot of media coverage, for how horrific they were for those innocent bystanders that you were talking about, the community does feel concerned. So what do you think are the underlying causes for those types of shootings?
That's a good question. And my answer is going to be purely speculative and my opinion on what's happening. But I think that there are some folks out there today who are running in gangs, and they have no concern or care about who they injure or why they're injuring them. And unfortunately, the recklessness with they go about these drive-by shootings, and when they're going after somebody for whatever reason, they could care less if anybody else gets hurt. And it's an unfortunate reality of what's going on out there when you have these gang retaliation hits.
And Chief, you have said specifically on this show before, on this segment, that there are different elements that create our entire criminal justice system. So what happens after an arrest, you said, is out of your control? Can you kind of explain for our viewers and families watching, what does that process look like?
Sure. So if someone's arrested, they're taken to the magistrate's office. They're processed, and then they go before the magistrate for a bond hearing, and then the magistrate will set the bond and set the conditions of bond. And then everyone's entitled to a bond according to the law. And most people are making bond, and they're back out on the streets. And many times they're out there committing crimes again. And we arrest people quite often who are already out on bond, who are out on probation, and they're receiving another bond. So it's frustrating from that sense.
So to follow up on that, in a press conference last week, you stated that you are putting people in jail with enough probable cause to make an arrest, and you said there has to be an accountability. So what did you mean by that?
If people who commit crimes understand that there's no real accountability for or consequence for what they do, they're likely, and this is a study, they're likely to commit crime again. There has to be accountability. They have to understand that for sure something's going to happen to them as a result of the crime that they commit. And I'm speaking not only about violent crime, but I'm speaking about property crimes as well. Most people say, we talk about property crimes, well, the less serious crimes. Well, it's not less serious if it's happening to you, if it's happening in your neighborhood. So there has to be accountability. People have to be incarcerated who are violent criminals, and there has to be some consequence for property crime. When I go to community meetings, people are concerned about, what do you think about property crimes, about the crime that's detracting from the quality of life in their neighborhoods. I don't hear very much about violent crime when I go to community meetings because most people are not the victims of violent crime. The ones who are, unfortunately, a lot of times get caught up in the collateral damage that's done by like the ones we saw, the drive-bys we saw in the last several weeks. But people, when I go to community meetings, are more concerned about the crime that's occurring in their neighborhoods, property crimes, the crime that's committed by people wandering through their neighborhoods, stealing things off their porch, breaking into their cars, using their property for bathrooms. That's what's got people angry.
Chief, we are running out of time, but I did want to ask you one last question. In terms of staffing, our San Antonio population, it is growing so fast. You've told us arrests are up year over year. You say officers are out there working so hard. Are there enough officers on the force, and what does recruitment look like for you guys?
We just had a study done on a staffing study done. Unfortunately, the individual that was doing that study passed away in the middle of it. He's got one half of the study done, which says that we need 360 new officers in patrol. And I'm talking just patrol. That extra 360 officers in patrol would give us more time, more discretionary time to spend with the community, to spend on problem solving, to spend with community groups, as opposed to what we have right now. Right now, we have a 40%, 60% ratio, 40% off-call time, discretionary time, 60% on-call time. We want to reverse that so officers aren't rushing from call to call and not spending as much time as they should or could with the individual who's got an issue in their neighborhoods. We don't have a recruiting issue. We have 4 to 5 classes a year. We are able to fill them to their capacity. We typically have a 15 to 20% washout rate. We graduate anywhere between 40 and 50, low 50s officers from that class. And we don't seem to have the problems that many or most other departments are having across the country, especially the larger departments.
Last question for you. I know my producer is going to be livid with me, but in 30 seconds or less, you say you need, at least the study shows, at least 360 more officers. Without recruitment, you said recruitment's fine. How do you get those 360 more officers?
Well, you have to, 360, as you increase the number of classes each year, your applicant processing and recruiting time gets condensed. So it becomes more difficult, but we are determined that we will reach those numbers. But of course, that all has to be approved by council. So we'll see what happens in this budget season.
Well, Police Chief Lynn McManus with San Antonio Police Department, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Happy Father's Day. For our viewers who want to watch this entire interview later this morning, you can find it on KSAT.com. All
right, time now, 8:13, 80 degrees.
Okay, this week, Governor signed the Crown Act banning hair discrimination based on race. GMSA's Alyssa Cole spoke with a woman in San Antonio impacted by this new change. She'll be joining us after the break.
Yeah, taking a live look out at the Alamo City. Oof, doesn't even look pretty out there.
Rough.
80 degrees, hot and humid. I gotta tell you, looking at Justin's forecast, it is going to be a rough one for the long stretch. We're going to check in with him in just a few moments.
Happy Father's Day. We want to show off all of our pictures of our dads.
There we go. That's my dad, David Massey. Happy Father's Day.
There's my dad, Dr. Dan Acosta. Happy Father's Day, Dad. Love you. And this is our producer, Caitlin's dad. Happy Father's Day. This is MJ, one of our newest producers. GMSA, happy Father's Day. And there's Jonathan Cotto's dad. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Good morning and welcome back. So this week, Governor Greg Abbott ceremoniously signed the Crown Act into law. It bans race-based hair discrimination in Texas. Those hairstyles are things like braids, twists, and locks.
Alyssa Cole joins us now in studio. So Alyssa, you spoke with the woman about this new protection. So what are they saying about it?
Yes, good morning, you all. The Crown Act is an acronym. Before we get into that, let me break that down, Sarah and Max. It stands for Creating a Respectful Open World for Natural Hair. This law will prohibit institutions like school districts, colleges or universities, employers, labor unions to discriminate against any protected hairstyle as part of a dress code. Now, a lot of you may be wondering, why is this new law important, especially during this Juneteenth holiday season? Sarah, Max, like you all mentioned, I swung by the hair salon Braids on Fire over on the northeast side of San Antonio to talk to women who wear natural hairstyles and service natural hairstyles. And when we sat down to discuss this historic moment, they had mixed feelings about it. They describe it as a blessing because it holds legal accountability, but they say it's upsetting to reflect on what has happened and continues to happen that led to the creation of this law, including a client that is considering chopping off his hair to get his first job after graduating from college.
He was like, well, can you just make sure you style it so that it lays completely flat down so that it's not, you know, kind of out. He was like, because I just graduated from college and I'm starting a new job up north in Dallas, and it's a corporate job, and, you know, they haven't seen my hair and I'm kind of nervous. I don't really know how I should have it, but I don't want to cut my locks. So we had this conversation back and forth where he was really considering cutting his locks off just because of a new position that he got. And that shouldn't even be the choice.
Brittany Grant, the lactician we just heard from, goes on to explain the reason why it shouldn't be a choice is because people with this hair texture are born with it naturally. Now, what could happen if someone discriminates based on hair texture or hairstyles? It could lead to the denial of basic civil rights, including educational, housing, employment opportunities, and public places of accommodation. The law will go into effect September 1st. Back to you all.
All right.
Thank you, Alyssa.
Thank you, Alyssa. Turn to weather now. Already 80 degrees. And are we seeing triple digits today?
Oh, for sure. Well, I mean, yes. I think that's pretty much a certainty at this point. If we fall just short, the heat index for sure will be above 100.
There's no escape, basically.
There's no escaping it. And we're going to see several more days of this going forward. So it's all about the humidity, guys, as I've been saying all morning. That really is what has been the biggest factor in all of these big numbers that we've been seeing lately. This is a look at the max dew point that we've seen over the last several days, and these dew points have been in the upper 70s. That's as high as it gets around here, okay? So that's extremely thick air. That's what's contributed to these huge numbers. 113 on Thursday, 115 on Friday, which was a record high heat index. It was 107 yesterday. That was the feels like number. And today, so far, the max dew point has been 79. And we're forecasting a heat index somewhere around 108 this afternoon. So we're just going to keep this right on going forward with all this big-time humidity that just does not want to seem to go away. By the way, we've had 9 consecutive days with a heat index of 100 plus, and we've got several more days ahead, as I said. The current dew point's in the mid-70s. A couple places seen upper 70s. 77 the dew point, Bernie Stage, 74 in Bandera. And the heat index at this hour already up into the 80s in many spots. So if you're going out for the morning run, I'd get it in now, still with clouds around, because these numbers, once the sun pops out, will jump up very, very quickly. And I think that happens here pretty soon. By 11 o'clock, we're starting to see some peaks of sun, 89, 93 at noontime. We're already getting a feels like number at that point. And then by 4 or 5 o'clock, we're at 102 with a feels like number close to 110. Big, big numbers. And that heat index continues right on into the evening hours. Even at 9 o'clock, we've got a feels like number of 104. It just, it's unrelenting. And the heat indices around the area, some places could be pushing 115 this afternoon. That's that dangerous heat that if you spend a lot of time outside, it's a problem. And for Father's Day, if you do have plans to be outside, just take it easy. Take it easy with these kind of numbers. And these are all area wide. Today is a CPS Energy Yellow Day. That's the way it's been last couple of days. Basically, CPS Energy is asking you to continue your everyday conservation measures, but maybe take a few more. You see the list there on things you can do to conserve some energy between 3 and 8 o'clock. The grid should be just fine. You look at ERCOT, I think the grid's holding up pretty well. We'll see what happens as we get into next week. But for more information, you can scan that QR code there And we have more information on our website. 80 right now and cloudy. Dew point, as we said, 75 with southerly winds at 10 miles per hour, so at least there is a breeze. And as you look across Texas, cooler air up in the Panhandle, 64 right now in Lubbock, 62 in Amarillo. That sounds really nice about right now. There is a weak frontal boundary that sits across parts of north central Texas, and that front does actually push south today. Doesn't come through here, doesn't cool us down. But what it will do, potentially, is kick up a storm or two. Now, the higher risk for severe weather and storms is going to be well to our east, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. But along that front, can't rule out an isolated storm. I'd say Blanco, Fredericksburg, Kerrville, those are kind of the areas we'll be watching this afternoon. Computer models continue to want to show that by the time we get into the afternoon. So midday, nothing there. But 4 or 5 o'clock, we may start to see a couple storms pop up. And if these storms can break through the cap, which is a pretty good cap on the atmosphere today, but if they develop, the risk for severe weather is there. Hail, gusty winds, your main threats. We'll watch that this afternoon. And if anything does pop up there in the hill country, we'll let you know. I think it all stays north of San Antonio. Extended forecast, 103 tomorrow, 104 Tuesday, probably our hottest day, 103 Wednesday, 101 Thursday. Wednesday and Thursday, the high moves far enough west to where it may give us a stray shower or storm, although I'm not too confident in that. 99 Friday, 100 Saturday. Likely our stretch of heat indices 100 plus continue right on into next weekend.
Oof. Just oof.
That's really all we got.
That's pretty much all you can say at this point.
Just stay safe out there, drink water, find shade, wear sunscreen.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Justin. Time now, 8:24, 80 degrees out.
A builder in Maine is coming up with a way to make sure everyone has a place to stay, as affordable housing in New England has become an issue. What his plans are next.
Good morning and welcome back. A building in Maine offering a tiny solution to a big problem of affordable housing throughout New England.
He's building a community of brand new energy efficient tiny homes for singles and couples. So each home is only 320 square feet in size. It includes a kitchen with all the appliances, a living room, a bedroom, and a bathroom. So rent ranges from $700 to $1,200 a month. Why are you laughing?
Because that's still pretty expensive.
It is very expensive for really small. But anyways, I don't know. 4 homes are already completed with plans for 30 more ready by next summer, each one a different color. I mean, 320 square feet with including appliances, 700. I can understand maybe
700 to 1,200.
I'd say I can understand 700. I think 700 is fair.
It's reasonable.
Yeah, but it's also like a different part of the country, which I think rent is.
It's Maine. It's not New York City.
Still, I don't know.
Time now, 8:29, 80 degrees.
We'll be right back.
Good morning. Happy Sunday. I'm Max Massey.
I'm Sarah Costa. It's 8:30 a.m. Sunday, June 18th. It's Father's Day. So we want to wish all the dads out there happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. So you got to enjoy time with the dad by the beach. Kind of get a nice reprieve from the heat and humidity, kind of.
Kind of. It still felt like we went super early to the National Seashore on Friday morning, and it still felt like a wet hairdryer out there with all that humidity. Justin Horn. Happy Father's Day, Justin.
Thank you very much. Yes, even along the beach where temperatures are usually a little bit cooler, it's still hot and humid, and those water temperatures are really warm there in the Gulf of Mexico too. So if you are headed down to the beach next couple days, know that's going to be hot down there as well. Let's look at some of the heat advisories and warnings we have going on. Excessive heat warnings for much of the area. That's the pink color, and then the orange color is heat advisories. But no matter where you go, the heat's going to be pretty much out of control today, so just be careful. That's all we can say. And as we look across the state, the numbers are pretty large here across South Texas. 102, the forecast high. Heat index, though, will top out somewhere around 108, maybe a little bit higher than that. Houston, heat index close to 110. Corpus Christi, a heat index of 119 this afternoon. So much humidity there. It does cool down a little bit in the Texas Panhandle, but still some 90s even up around Amarillo. 89 at 11 o'clock, noontime, we'll start to lose some of these clouds. It'll feel like 102. And by late in the afternoon, when we reach an air temperature of 102, it'll feel like 109. 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and the heat index stays elevated even well into the evening hours. Hey, we've got something starting to develop. It's getting close to being something in the Atlantic. We're going to show that to you coming up here in just a couple minutes. Guys?
Thank you, Justin. Following some of the top stories this morning, new video showing that deadly encounter between two SAPD officers and a man who was armed with a gun last month.
So San Antonio Police Department released the body cam video yesterday of the shooting that happened on May 27th on Sonora and Nogalitos.
The police say they responded to multiple calls saying a 42-year-old suspect, Arturo Fuentes, was firing gunshots in the street.
Put the gun down! Hey, drop it!
Now, the video shows the officers getting to the scene, talking to frantic witnesses, fearing for his children, telling officers that the man was pointing the gun at the family. Officers then approached Fuentes, telling him to drop the weapon. The video shows Fuentes raising his gun, pointing it at officers, and that's when they shot.
Put the gun down! Hey, drop it!
So they recovered a gun and bullets at the scene. Fuentes was later taken to the hospital where he died of his injuries.
All right, Crime Stoppers asking for your help tracking down a suspect who police say was involved in a robbery at a local Marshall store in late April. The incident happened April 21st, the 8500 block of Blanco Road. Authorities say the victim, a 40-year-old woman, threatened after the man told her he would kill her if she didn't move. The suspect then took off. Anyone with any information on the suspect asked to contact Crime Stoppers. That number on your screen, 210-224-7867.
Okay, Crime Stoppers also needs your help in finding a suspect wanted in connection to the shooting death of Charles Martinez. So Martinez was killed almost a month ago in the 4300 block of Eldridge Road near Old Highway 90. Investigators say Martinez was standing in the street when people inside a black truck shot at him. Anyone who knows anything about this case urged to call Crime Stoppers. That number also on your screen, 210-224-7867. West Virginia University men's basketball coach Bob Huggins is stepping down following an arrest for a DUI. Police say he had a blood alcohol level of 0.21, nearly 3 times the legal limit. The arrest comes weeks after Huggins was suspended for 3 games and docked pay for using a homophobic slur during an interview. This isn't Huggins' first run-in with the law. He was arrested for DUI in 2004 while coaching at the University of Cincinnati.
And Walgreens and CVS creating new policies to make sure women have access to reproductive health medications. Now, the Department of Health and Human Services opening an investigation into these 2 pharmacy chains after receiving complaints. Women across the country reported being denied prescription drugs. While that medication can be used to induce abortions, it's also used to treat things like cancer, lupus, and even arthritis. Health and Human Services says pharmacies have a federal obligation to fill prescriptions. Well, this week, a significant moment happening at the Texas State Capitol. Governor Greg Abbott putting his signature on the Crown Act, officially making it law here in Texas. Now, the Crown Act outlaws race-based hair discrimination, ensuring people with braids, twists, locks, and afros are treated equally.
Alyssa Cole joining us now in studio. So, Alyssa, you had the opportunity to talk to some women regarding this measure. So what are they saying about the importance of this new law?
Absolutely. A lot of them are saying this is a groundbreaking cultural move in Texas. And as we commemorate Juneteenth tomorrow and all month long, we reflect on the Crown Act law that will prohibit institutions like school districts, college universities, employers from discriminating against any protected hairstyle as part of a dress code. Now, Sarah and Max, as you all mentioned, I swung by the hair salon Braids on Fire over on the northeast side of San Antonio to talk to women who wear natural styles and service natural styles. And when we sat down to discuss this historic moment, they say they're grateful to see civil rights progress among lawmakers in Austin. The professional loctician I spoke to explains locks, they have a profound meaning. For a majority of people, locks are rooted in cultural identity, heritage, and personal transformation.
For Black people, it's definitely a spiritual journey. Our hair is our strength. We're sun people. We get our energy from the sun. And when I'm talking to my clients, I'm giving them energy. Their hair is giving me energy. And it's a bond.
A very sacred, special bond of self-expression. As you all heard her describe, that is exactly what it carries, a journey of self-expression and empowerment. Austin was the first city in Texas to approve the Crown Act last year in June, and Texas is now a part of a national civil rights movement that began back in 2019. 21 other states have also made the Crown Act a law. Max, Sarah?
All right. Thank you so much, Alyssa. Austin was the first city to approve it, so that's fun fact.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Alyssa. Okay, look, you're looking at a giant concha on screen right now. If you're anything like me and you love conchas and coffee, you'll definitely love this place after the break. SA's live. Jen Tobias Trusky takes us to a restaurant on the far north side that has huge brunch items served all day long. That's like a concha for like 5 people.
I'm just upset they didn't bring us any. Leave it in the break room.
No.
All right.
They probably did. We probably weren't even here for it, Max.
All right. Shh. It's never our fault. Taking a live look out at the Alamo City. It is not an ideal day to, spend at the grill, but you could spend it at the pool. We're checking with Justin Horn in just a few moments.
It's one of the trending new restaurants in San Antonio, and it's not just for the brunch menu, but for the crazy concha coffee combo. Let's go inside. Hi,
hey Jane, how you doing?
Hi.
Welcome to Pamphlet. This little treat to get your day going.
Look
a little
how
Mexican
cute.
mocha and a Mexican cookie to get you started.
And this is part of the experience here,
Yeah,
right,
once you
Charlie?
come in, we like to make you feel like family. So you come in and we treat you right as you come in.
Look how adorable that is. Okay, now let's talk about the rest of the experience and the food you have here. What is the inspiration behind your food here?
Myself and my wife, we're chefs. We've been chefs for like 12 years. We're from Mexico, and we like to bring food from different regions to our restaurants. We are highly focused on the street food of Mexico, which is the most popular all around the world. Like people go to the street food. So we want to feature that here. Right now, we're showing you our brunch menu. We're open every day. From 10 a.m. for brunch, so you can you don't have to wait till Sunday. You can come any day.
And now we're talking dessert. I'm gonna put my taco down. Now you gave me this when I walked in.
So
super cute.
We have a lot of featured desserts, house made. My mom is actually the one that makes some of these desserts. We have flan, we have a gansito de chocolate and de Carlota, and for now we're featuring now also our huge concha.
Okay.
So this one is not made in the house. We use a local baker called La Mejor, and she makes all of our pastries, Mexican pastries.
Look, let me put this little, look at this little drink next to this. Oh my gosh, talk about a contrast there. Okay, but where did this idea come from? I'm joined now by Chris Flores. Tell me your title.
So a lot of people know me as the Amigos or the Chief Taco Officer for Favorite Delivery. I'd seen a restaurant in San Diego. It'd been all over social media, and I was like, someone in town's got to do this. So when I saw Pamphlet had this big cup, I was like, I think that was probably the hardest obstacle to get was this big cup.
Which was used for margaritas.
It was used for margaritas. Yeah, wow. exactly. So now they filled it with coffee, and I said, can you make a big concha? And they said, well, we outsource our conchas, but we'll see if our baker can do it. And bam.
Wow, here it is. Okay, I love that story. And then it went viral, and it's brought a lot of people in here, right?
It has. It has. Yeah, I mean, the place is great food. But yeah, this is kind of the centerpiece currently.
The power of social media. You gotta love it. Now, I have to ask you, how do we eat this? Because I need some help here, and you are the expert, so help me out.
One bite at a time.
Okay, all right, so how are we
So I'll teach you. So grab it, pick it up. All right,
Okay.
that's all right. Now you're gonna have to rip it. And the best thing about this concha,
Hands are clean.
the best thing about the concha is it actually tastes good. So you're about to see that.
Okay.
So you just rip it in half. There you go. You're doing good. There you go. There you go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Oh, look how fluffy.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
gosh, I'm
beautiful. It
excited.
tastes delicious.
Now, here's
also.
your piece.
Okay, my piece. So we got a concha cheers.
Oh yes, concha cheers. Ready?
So concha cheers. Let's dunk it. You got to dunk it. Ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Dunk.
Dunk.
All right. Alrighty. Now here's the bite.
Oh
You ready?
I think so.
Let's do it.
Okay.
It's really good. And I think one of the things people were asking me, they were like, hey, it's big, it probably doesn't taste good. It actually is a really tasty.
One of the best I've ever had.
Exactly.
It's so fluffy.
It's beautiful.
And Messi, don't mind me on your screen. Should we go in again?
Let's do it.
Go on this side now.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Here we go.
One more cheers. Boom. That's the way you gotta do it right
Very jealous. I need that big cup of coffee.
Yeah, that's what it takes to do this morning show.
All right, so Justin, at 6 a.m., you said you were going to have some dad jokes for us in honor of Father's Day. You did.
You tell me the one you told earlier.
Oh yeah, that's what my kids love. So how do you get a tissue to dance?
How?
Put a little boogie in it.
Woo!
Hey-o.
Just tell us the weather.
You asked for it.
I did. I wasn't ready.
You delivered. Good job, Jim.
You did.
Kids love that one.
You did something.
What Let's talk tropics. What do we got going on there? We've got nothing in the Caribbean, but out in the Atlantic, it's a different story. We've got a developing tropical wave here. You can see the swirl in the atmosphere right there. So we're starting to develop that circulation. Here's what's interesting about this wave is that it is way out in the Atlantic. Typically by, say, July or August, we'd start looking out here for some development, but not in June. Has to do with the hot water temperatures. I think that's probably the biggest factor here, but it is, again, showing some signs. 90% chance of development according to the Hurricane Center, and there's a wave right behind that, so we'll see where that goes as well. We put the spaghetti plots on it, and you know, some of the models want to turn it north towards the Atlantic. A few more of the models want to take this into the islands and keep it going west. Bears some watching. We have time to do it, though. This is over a week's period, by the way, so we'll have a better idea in the coming days. If it does get named, it would be Brett. It's the next name on the list, followed by Cindy, Don, Emily, Franklin, Gert, and Harold. Shout out. That's my dad's name. Happy Father's Day.
Look at that.
Full circle. Full circle. All right. 80 degrees at the airport right now, 80 at Stinson, 79 Kelly, and 81 Randolph. We've got south winds anywhere from 5 to 10 miles per hour. And as you look at the cloud cover here, we've got a good batch of clouds right over San Antonio, but not much else. Most everyone else is now seeing sun. Pleasanton, Carrizo Springs, Uvalde, and the clouds are thinning from Kerrville to Hondo over to New Braunfels. So I think the sun comes out a little bit earlier today than maybe the last couple of days, and that will lend itself to some very warm temperatures. 82 in New Braunfels, 83 Gonzales, 81 in Kennedy. Around Bexar County right now, we're hovering right around 80 degrees, but look for those numbers to go up here very soon. The dew point temperatures have been nothing short of incredible. We've had a dew point close to 80 this morning at Randolph, 78 Castroville, 76 in Helotes, and quite honestly, I keep looking at this map thinking these numbers will come down some, and they've come down ever so slightly in the afternoon, but not as much as I would hope for. So with these kind of numbers, it's going to be the heat index. That's the important number today. 82 as what it feels like right now. Port SA, 86 at Stinson, 90 already. The feels like number in New Braunfels. Your KSAT 12-hour forecast. By noontime, it already feels like 102. By the afternoon, with an air temperature of 102, the feels like number will be close to 110. Heat indices continue right on into the evening hours with 99 at 8 o'clock. Very quickly, we've got to talk about the potential for a few storms today. There is a weak frontal boundary that will sink south as we get into the afternoon. And along that front, we could see a few storms in the hill country. Most of the action will be off to our east, but there is an isolated risk for a couple of strong storms there around Kerrville and Fredericksburg. So we'll keep an eye out for that. I think the risk is pretty low, but it is there. And if we do see storms develop, they could be strong to severe, which is why we need to mention it. It all stays north of San Antonio. 103 tomorrow, 104 Tuesday, 103 Wednesday, 101 Thursday. Some more small rain chances Wednesday and Thursday, but really it is the heat that is the biggest story.
All right. Justin Horn, thank you so much.
Thank you.
8:51, 80 degrees.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We're already in the low 80s right now. Heat indices are already jumping into the 90s. The high today is 102, but that heat index is close to 110. We will watch for a couple storms this afternoon and this evening in the hill country. Meteorologist Mia Montgomery will give some updates later today if storms do pop up. Otherwise, it's the heat. It's the heat that we're dealing with. 104 Tuesday, probably our worst day, but as long as this humidity is around, it's just bad every day.
Okay. We joke about the heat. It's really bad. Make sure you be safe. There are cooling stations. VIA will give you free rides to the cooling stations. Stay hydrated. Yeah. And of course, happy Father's Day to everyone out there.
Father's Day.
Do you have another dad joke on tap, just in case?
I don't. I should have a full arsenal, and I don't.
I'm going to be honest. I did look one up earlier.
Let's hear it.
What did the triangle say to the circle?
What?
What's the point?
On that note, have a great Father's Day. Thank y'all for watching.